Hello and welcome back to the Angry Dave podcast. I am Dave, and my next guest is returning. It is the fruit man, the vegetable guy, Stevie Bananas Jr. We call him. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, bud? What's going on?
All right, so catch us up. How's your summer been? You've been running around, haven't you? What have you been doing?
Yeah, we have a daughter getting married, so it's been a lot. It's been a rough 2 summers.
Why? What's going on?
Well, Jen lost her mother
Yeah,
at the beginning of the summer. Lost her father last summer, so it was like back-to-back whammy.
yeah. Within 12 months of each other.
8.
Oh wow. Right. How's she doing?
She's actually taken it a lot better than I thought she would.
Yeah,
She's handling it well. I mean, I very seldom see her upset, but I'm sure she has her moments.
yeah. And they weren't super old, were they? How old were they?
They're 80.
Yeah. How's it for you, like dealing with the loss? Your own loss, right? Because they're still your in-laws, but the loss, your wife's loss. How's it feel?
Yeah. I loved my mother-in-law. She was a sweet old woman. It hurt me a little bit, and you don't like to see your wife or people you love in pain. So,
Yeah,
we were there when she passed.
yeah.
We were all right by her side. So,
How about like as far as vacations, anything like good stuff? What's been going
yeah. Actually, we went to, it sounds weird, in the summertime. We went to Florida, which we normally only go, in the wintertime, but we decided to do that because we got tired of the lake houses and tired of the out of the country and all inclusive. So we did something different,
on?
and
Yeah,
it's a shit ton cheaper.
yeah, yeah.
You
Especially in the
rent a
summer.
lake house, you're talking 15,000
Yeah,
as
right,
opposed to 3.
right. Where in Florida did you guys go?
We went to near Lakeland in I'm sorry, in Kissimmee.
Yeah,
Got to see my father, Lisa.
nice. Did you guys do anything special or just hang out?
We just hung out. We went to a couple of parks, but we didn't go to Disney World. We went to Hollywood Studios.
You got
Of course, I checked out the Star Wars
how
Galaxy World, and I'll tell you, that was amazing. If you're a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend it.
yeah. What was the favorite ride or what's going on?
It's Ride of the Resistance. It's unbelievable, man. What they do, the technology today is crazy.
Explain it. Are you like in a spaceship, whatever? What do you do?
It's kind of like a roller coaster, sort of kind.
Okay.
It's all inside. It's beautiful. It's neat.
Yeah.
And the way it opened in 2019,
Right.
and then COVID hit.
Right.
And I have never been there, so we've been trying to get there, and that was kind of like a birthday present for my wife and all. So
Yeah.
we got there this year, and man, I was like, holy crap, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so detailed. Like you think you're in another world.
Yeah. Right. Have you been at any concerts this summer, or you just been going to a lot of Phillies games?
A lot of Phillies games, yeah. No concerts. No, not this year. We did do a lot of Phillies games, and we're season ticket holders, so try to get to every weekend game. It's hard for me for a week, but
Yeah. So tell me what's your thoughts on the Phillies' chances this year?
this year,
Yeah.
I think they make the wild card easily, but I
Right.
don't know, it's hard to repeat what they did last year. But you never know. Once you get in, you're in.
Yeah. I mean, the Dodgers and the Braves are
Just
a step above, right?
yeah, and the Braves are healthy. So last year they weren't healthy. They have the
Yeah.
pitching. And Braves are just
I think if they would get Cubs in the first round, I think right now, so they should beat the Cubs.
yeah, they can beat the Cubs, but then they're going to draw probably the Dodgers,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
they're tough.
Dodgers are good, but the Phillies can hit with anybody. I don't know, if they get Nola pitching, they steal one. They steal one in L.A. They
Yeah,
really could win.
yeah. Well, you steal one on the road, man. That's huge.
Yeah, especially early in the series, right?
I would really like to see a Phillies Orioles World Series, but I
That's
mean,
when was that? Wait, when was
83,
83? Right?
yeah.
Yeah, we were kids.
Yeah, and they lost, too.
Yeah, they did. I don't really remember the '80 World Series when they won. I
Neither do I.
was too young. I definitely remember them losing though.
I remember 83, yeah. Well, I was 8. You were what, 7, 8?
Yeah, 7, 8. Yeah, no, 7. Yeah, so you were 8. I was 7. You know what's funny about that is that's 100% the story of like our childhood in Philly sports. Is that they won a bunch when we were really, really young,
Yeah,
or right
yeah,
before, or right
right. We don't
before,
have no recollection, right?
yeah, or right before we were born, and then they got close a few times for the next 30
Yeah,
years. Like they
yeah.
were just,
For all you older people out there, how was that 1980 year when all 4 teams went to the championship? It had to be a hell of a ride, huh?
yeah. I remember they were pretty decent in '86, the Phillies, and then it wasn't until '93, and then that was a heartbreak, and then they fucking sucked again a bunch, and then
Oh, yeah, the late 90s, early 2000s, they were atrocious.
yeah, a future, and then even for people that don't know, that '93 team sort of came out of nowhere.
Nowhere. It was like last year.
Yeah, it was like last
I
year.
mean, that team came out of nowhere last year. Nobody expected a World Series. Come on.
And then it's so they make the World Series, they lose to Toronto, and then the next year they go on strike,
Yeah.
and then that team breaks up after that.
Yep.
So
And then they disappeared. They didn't make a playoff
yeah,
appearance until 2007.
yeah, it
It's
was
14 years, dude.
right 7. Then they won in 8, and then should have won at least one more.
Yeah, definitely.
But in any event, I mean that was at least a good time.
Could you imagine missing the playoffs 14 straight years as the Eagles? This city would be in uproar.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty bad, dude, when we were kids. I guess they weren't. No, I guess they weren't. They were again. It was the same kind of thing, right? They were like good, but then just heartbreaking.
Yeah, yeah, they were competitive. They were there, and then they would just, and back then for all you young guys, the playoff format was different in baseball. You won your division, you're in the playoffs. That's it.
Yeah, right.
Wild card, yeah.
Yeah,
They started the wild card, I think, in '95 after the strike,
right. And then did they split
and
it?
it was only one wild card, wasn't it?
Right, because they split it into 3 divisions.
Right, 3 divisions, and the top 3 division winners got in, and then one wild card.
Wild card, and then now they have expanded it. I like the current format. I mean, I think 7, 8 teams is the way to go. Like a little bit more less than the top or the top half of the league is good. I think.
Yeah, yeah. It shows more interest for the casual baseball fan. I like the way the format is now. The only thing I do not like it's the worst rule in sports, and I mean in sports, is the runner starting on second in extra innings.
Yeah, I mean they don't do that in the playoffs though,
They do
right?
not do that in the postseason, but why do it at all?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's completely stupid. Come on.
I
I don't
mean,
want to get into it. I don't want to get on bus.
yeah, no, I mean, I guess it does make the games go faster, though. I mean, I guess that's the point of it during the regular season.
Right, I get it, but isn't that what the pitch clock's for?
I mean, the pitch clock has definitely worked.
It's definitely working. It's average time now. They've cut like 28 minutes off the game.
I know. I think we both hated it at first, but I don't mind it.
It's okay. I mean, I can live with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I can't live with the runner on second. That's stupid. And if you have to put a runner on base in extra innings, put him on first.
Right.
You don't put him in scoring position because a little blue pit, he scores.
Yeah, I guess that's the point, though. Just to make sure that the run gets across early. It's kind of like the shootout in hockey or soccer.
Yeah. Speaking of which, remember the 2-line pass in hockey?
Yeah, yeah,
This stupid fucking rule.
yeah,
It's even dumber than that rule.
yeah,
I mean, it's just, I understand it's all about money. That's what it's about, money.
yeah.
What generates the most money? Well, if you start a runner on second and you get the games over quicker, you'll have more of an audience, which brings in more money.
And you score more runs, right?
Right. And fans, like again, casual fan wants to see home runs.
Well, that's why the 2-line pass didn't make any damn sense because that's more wide open hockey and it's fun to watch more fun to watch wide open hockey.
Yeah, sure.
What's your opinion on the 76ers situation?
Oh my God. Well, Nick Nurse is a good coach, so
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I'm very disappointed in James Harden.
yeah.
Shame.
I mean, this is now the 3rd team that he basically given up on in a row.
Yep.
So I mean, they get what they did. They were sort of forced into the Harden trade. I mean, if they could have gotten, was it Halliburton and there was another?
Yeah.
If they could have gotten him instead of Harden and they didn't make that trade, then they're fucking really retarded. Which I think that they probably are. That's probably happened
Yeah.
because it's obvious that the dude is just not the same player. Now, could he be the same player if he dedicated himself? Maybe, but he clearly has lost a step. And
Well, he's 32, 33.
yeah, I mean, right, in a super athletic league, I mean, you're going to lose a step. But he wants to be the guy. He wants to be the guy that fucking puts up 30 shots a game, and he's just not that dude anymore.
Yeah, right.
And
And it's and I love Joel Embiid. I think he's a superstar.
yeah,
But a human being that big and trying to be able to move,
yeah,
that fast and that quick and be athletic like that, he's going to get hurt. It is what it is.
right, yeah, right. I mean,
He's 7'1", 285 pounds or 300 pounds, whatever he is. When you're that big and you try to move that fast like Allen Iverson, you're going to get hurt.
yeah. I mean, I like. I listen. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. The kid's an incredible player. I just the thing that annoys me about him, which has annoyed me about Donovan McNabb, it's like they can't take any criticism.
Wow.
They get a little bit of criticism and they fold. Again,
Soft skin.
soft skin. I mean, he was terrible in two straight playoff series.
Yeah, I think he was hurt.
Oh, I mean, he may have been right. I mean, but just but own it, man. Like
Own it.
you got to play better.
Be Alec Baum and Trey Turner.
Right. Mine is exactly right. Just fucking own it. Just walk. You don't walk to the mic and say, "Oh, it can't just be me and James." Well, dude, you fucking just played horribly.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Leaders don't do that.
Right. Again, you'll never see Jalen Hurts do that. He'll never do it.
No, you'll never hear Bryce Harper say something like that.
Right. I mean, they just don't. I don't understand these guys that they don't get it. Like Philly's a hard place to play if you're a pussy. I don't know what.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can always tell who's from the area and who is not. Like,
right.
Some of these West Coast guys, they come over here and they just can't play here because you're used to the stardom. And, you can't take constructive criticism or when you stink. Philly's going to say you stink.
Yeah.
And you know what bothers me? The sports radio stations.
Yeah.
Is that some of these guys? Now I know that their job is to create drama.
Right.
That's what their job is. I get that. But
yeah,
when you put something out there that's really stupid and really asinine, and you insult the intelligence of the Philadelphia sports fan, I don't like that. Because Philadelphia sports fans, we know our sport.
Right.
We know football, baseball, basketball, hockey. We know it all. Like, don't talk to us like we're dumb.
Well, the other thing I hate is like they come up with these fake trade possibilities. Like I understand that they need to generate, discussion and stuff like that, but they just literally make shit up and it just drives me nuts.
Oh, yeah. The one guy, Joe Giglio, he does that shit all the time. It's like, come on, dude. Are you kidding me? Stop it.
Yeah.
A little bit ago, he was saying what would you take for Bryce Harper? Are you crazy? You're going to trade Bryce Harper? What are you, stupid?
Right.
It's just like, come on.
Yeah,
you need to get your you need to get the audience up, and the ratings and all. Come on.
Yeah, or to make fake drama. What do you think about the Flyers?
Well, I like Keith Jones being head of operations now. He's president of operations, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and he's GM, right?
And what's Briere?
Briere's GM.
GM, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're going in the right direction. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the two hockey guys. I mean, everybody likes Keith Jones here.
Dude, they've been bad for years. It's a shame.
I said it on my last podcast. Is 5 straight years that they haven't made the playoffs.
Yeah.
No. They have 5 straight years that they didn't make the playoffs in the 90s, right before Lindros. Other than that, but they have not won a playoff series in 10 years.
Yeah, since 2010, right?
Yeah, right.
It's been a while.
Or 2011, right? Well, they went to the Stanley Cup and won.
10, yeah. They lost to Chicago.
No, 11. I think it was 11, and then 12 days.
No, it was 10, because that's the same time when Roy Halladay threw his perfect game.
Okay.
I remember where I was. I was down the shore at Charlie's Bar in Summers Point.
Okay.
And they have like 10 TVs.
Yeah.
And 9 of the TVs had the Flyers on because it was the end of May.
Right.
And they were in the Stanley Cup.
Right.
And I think it was game 1 or game 2. I'm not really sure. But everybody's watching the Flyers, and I get it. They're in the Cup and all, but I'm watching the Phillies, and here, I said to the bartender, can you turn the Phillies game on the TV in front of me? And he said, the Flyers in the Stanley Cup? I said, yeah, of course. I said, but Roy Halladay's perfect through 8 innings. He went, really? Well, he wound up turning the TV on, and he turned about 5 more on. Because the Flyers were getting their ass kicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't hear Roy Halladay throw a perfect game.
Yeah, didn't they get swept? Oh, I think
Something like that.
yeah, and I think the next year they had a decent year. They won a couple playoff series, but then they've been horrendous ever
Yeah,
since.
they've been bad, man. It's
I mean,
listen, and
it's unwatchable,
and
really.
it's funny because it's hockey. Half the league makes the playoffs. It's easy. It's not hard to make the playoffs in
No, right?
hockey,
I
and they
know.
can't do it.
Yeah,
Where everybody says, "Oh, well, the Phillies stink. They haven't won. They haven't been in the playoffs for years." And baseball is the hardest sport to make playoffs in.
yeah.
It
Well,
is.
it's getting
Even
easier.
with the expansion now, they have what do they have? 6 teams that make it now.
Is it seven because they got the play-in? And isn't there a play-in round or no?
No, that's gone. The play round's gone.
So then it's six. Yeah,
All right, so it's 12 teams in both leagues.
right,
That's not even half the league. In
right,
hockey, half the league makes it 16 out of the 32 or 30, whatever it is.
right.
I mean, it's the same thing in basketball. It's not hard to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Just get in the eighth seed and you see what you can do.
in both leagues, you will always have somebody that is like at or below 500 that make the playoffs,
Yeah, and if they get hot, what I mean, that's like
and that just doesn't
that's
happen.
why you should make it a little more difficult. I know it's a long season, I get
Yeah,
it, but you should make it a little more difficult. Make the team that has been playing hard all year doesn't deserve to get bounced in the first round. And people say, "Oh, well, you got to bring your A game to playoffs." Yeah, easier said than done. But when you're there and you're beat up and you're tired from the long season, and
yeah,
then you have one bad game or a couple bad games, you're out. Stuff.
yeah. The 3 game series. I don't like a 3 game series in baseball. You know,
Well, that's to get the wild cards in and get it
yeah.
done quicker.
Well, for the wild cards, it's fine. I'm just saying but to your point, like you're a division winner. Weren't they doing that for a year or two, where it was a really short series early on? You
Yeah, it
can't,
was it was a 5 game series.
yeah, I don't like the
I don't
five.
like that either.
I don't like it either because you're built. The teams that are built over the year to win their division are deep, right? You have to be deep,
Yeah, you got to
and
have 5 starting pitchers. You got to have a good bullpen. You got to have 5 guys coming off the bench.
yeah, and that's why, to your point earlier about the Phillies, that's why they are built to win in the playoffs because they're top heavy in the rotation, but they don't have the depth that some that the Dodgers or Atlanta have. So, but they in a short series they can probably win if they
I will
just.
tell you this: if I was the Dodgers or the Braves, I know they're thinking I want to play Phillies in the
Of
playoffs.
course they don't. No, especially the
You have
Braves.
to.
Yeah,
The ideal plan is if the Braves play the Dodgers in the division.
right.
That would be great, but that's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
it's not going to happen.
You know,
Yeah. All right. How about the Eagles? What's your thoughts?
I think they go back to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they win,
Right.
but man, they look good. I'm just a little concerned about their defense, the secondary.
Yeah.
Their defensive line's stout.
Yeah, I think the defensive line has a chance of being the best in the league.
Yeah, quarterbacks ain't gonna have time to throw. Forget it.
I like their corners. I worry about they're not going to.
I worry about their safeties.
Yeah, I mean their corners are good. They're going to run a lot of nickel. I mean nickel is generally like base defense now, right? So they have one or two. They have
Yeah.
one or two true. They basically have one true linebacker. So linebacker shouldn't be that much of an issue. But the safeties are the thing that concerns me. They're not.
We'll see how Reed Blankenship plays. I mean, he's decent against the run, but I don't know how he is in coverage.
Yeah, we'll see. They are deep. They are pretty deep in corner though, so we'll see. But I actually think that changing the coordinator is probably a good thing for them. I didn't. I was not, and I don't know how that dude gets a job, but whatever. They weren't that
Oh,
good.
Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, Jonathan Gannon.
Well, Arizona's even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Yeah, right. All right.
Arizona's probably going to be horrible this year.
So you talked a little bit about some wedding plans coming up. Let's talk about that. What's going on?
Yeah, my oldest daughter should get married in February. Everybody says, "Oh, are you excited?" I am, but I'm not like overly excited. Like most women get excited like that. I guess I will come February 23rd.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're happy with her choice or whatever, right? He's a good
Yeah,
guy.
he is a good guy. She listen. What's the ultimate goal as a parent? You want your kids to be happy no matter what.
Right.
She loves them. She's happy. That's all that matters. I
Yeah.
see her happy all the time. That's what matters to me.
Yeah. How's it feel? You feel like you're going to get emotional as it gets closer.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because she keeps telling me, Dad, you can't see my bridal gown. You're not allowed. I'm not telling you what song we're going to dance to, but I picked it, and I think you'll like it. So
Yeah,
she's trying to open up a little bit, and I think it's cute.
yeah,
She's getting into it. My whole back bedroom in my house is all wedding crap right now. So
yeah, yeah. The wedding is taking over your house.
pretty much, yeah.
How about the idea of maybe being a grandfather in the next couple of years?
It was funny. We used to joke, Jess. I know we're young parents and all, but I don't want to be a grandpa until I'm at least 50.
Yeah,
So you got 2 years because I just turned 48.
right.
But me and Jen have like a little pool going.
Yeah.
Jen thinks she'll be pregnant within a year. I say 2 years.
Uh, I would like to get in that pool. I'd say I'd say 6 months.
Well, the only reason that I know is
Yeah,
because Jessica likes to travel and she's very into her work right now.
right,
So that her being pregnant in a year or two, she may, she wants to buy a house first too.
right.
And right now
Good for
it's
her.
it's hard right now. As
Yeah, I mean, listen,
like Frankie knows, it's hard.
it's not easy, man. I mean, especially with the interest rates are higher now, 6 and 7%.
Yeah,
You don't realize how much that puts on your mortgage over time. But we're never going to see the mortgage rates that we saw over the past 10, 15 years,
right.
3.5, 4%.
Yeah, they're in an apartment now. They've been there about 4 years. They actually really like it. They're in a nice area.
Yeah,
They're up in Roxborough, right near Manioc. It's not bad. They love the city. They
yeah,
like to travel. They like to dine, and that's
yeah, man. It's the
and
time to do it.
they both have great jobs. So
So you had kids young. You were sort of all your daughters are now adults, and you have some free time. How's that feel? How's that working out?
it's working out good. Me and Jen's having fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're doing everything now that you did in your 20s.
yeah. Well, I hope not everything. I mean,
Well, you know what I
I hope you're not ending up in ditches like
mean.
we're drunk in a ditch. But anyway,
We were 19 and 20 when Jess was born.
yeah,
Had to buckle down. In your 20s, save every penny you had because I had to work,
yeah,
and I worked 2, 3 jobs most of the time.
yeah. So you quit baseball 2 years ago now, right? We
Yeah,
played men.
21 was my last season. Yeah,
We played men's baseball together for a really long time.
long time.
And so, how you feel about it? Did you miss it at all?
I do at times. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I miss it on Sunday morning
Yeah,
only. I don't miss it during the week because we didn't practice. We hardly practice. I mean, we practiced back in the day when we were in our 20s and 30s, but
yeah,
as you got older and you got on the older teams, we didn't practice anymore.
no,
I
no,
missed the guys the most. We had a great group of guys, and I missed them all.
yeah,
And we're going to see some of them, later.
yeah,
That I'm actually really excited about that.
yeah, me too.
But as far as the aches and the pains and all the time that it took up,
Yeah,
people say, "Oh, it's only 3 hours on Sunday." Yeah, but that 3 hours turns into 5 and 6. You know it.
right. It does, and then it does tie up your summer.
Yeah, yeah, it ties up your summer. Vacation guys go on vacation and say, "Oh, I can't go on vacation this week because we're going to be in the playoffs."
Yeah,
You guys broke my balls about that a few times.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
It's
did.
like
We did.
it's that, but that unfortunately for you guys, that was the only time I could go.
Right. Yeah.
Especially the business I'm in. You can't take off in June. You can't take off in May. Yeah, you can only take off July and August. That's it, pretty
Right.
much.
When it slows down,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
everybody's down the short.
Right, right. It's again, if you're a part of a team and you make a commitment, that's what it was all about. Like I didn't miss many games.
No,
No, over the years,
no.
maybe 5. I can count on one hand. Over how many years?
Yeah, I
20.
mean, towards the end, maybe you missed a game or two a year, but I mean, that was generally what most people did, right? We over the years, people would just miss 2 or 3 games. So I didn't play this year. I had a really nice summer, but well, at first, I missed the guys. I missed being on a team. I missed that camaraderie.
Yeah, you miss being a part of something.
Yeah, and I did miss the competitiveness of the playoffs. I felt bad when they, like, you know what I mean. I almost didn't want to check to see how they were doing because I missed that.
Yeah, I purposely did not want to check because I didn't want to see them fail.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, they lost the championship this year.
Yeah, game three. They lost in game three. Yeah, so, but anyway, I mean, listen, the success of that our men's baseball organization is pretty remarkable.
Yeah,
I mean, they won four straight.
yeah,
They just lost in the championship.
yeah. 5 appearances. Yeah, I'd
Five,
say that's a pretty good run.
yeah, it's a pretty great run. So
And there's people out there like, oh well, it's just old man men's baseball. I've heard that comment over the years, and like, all right, say what you want. All right, I'd like to see you do it for.
yeah, come out.
I mean, I played baseball in some capacity, organized for almost 40 straight years.
Yeah, yeah,
Delco League and MSBL. High school. In some capacity. And if you can do something like that for that many years, not many people can name that.
yeah.
And yeah, you say old man baseball, but to the people that are playing, such as yourself and me, you create a bond with other guys.
Yeah, and still
It's cool,
competition.
yeah.
And by the way, not to tout us, but every year we would wind up playing a 20 and over team, and almost our winning percentage against the young teams
Yeah, we would beat them.
75, 80%. I mean, I know that they played a bunch of young teams this year and they beat every one of them. So, the league that we were in, we were a 35 and over league, but the league that we were in it's all former college play. I mean,
It's a competitive
it's
league.
a competitive league.
Yeah.
Not, and again, is it slower and yeah.
Of course it is. We're not professionals.
Right.
We're not in our 20s, but
But so I'm going back next year, and I think
are you?
I
Yeah.
am. I'm going to play fall. Actually, going to play fall ball. I talked to Vinny, and I'm actually going to play next year too. I'm going to go back. So I think that for me, I missed it. I think that I can now that I've taken a step away. I don't think it was ever about what I realized over the last year. It's never it was about necessarily the commitment of the Sunday commitment. It was the commitment of running everything and it being so much of a center of my life when I had everything else going on. So now that I've taken a step back, I don't have to run anything anymore. I can miss a game or two. I think that it's going to work out better for me. I don't, I mean, I've been trying to step away from running things. I went through, for those that don't know, but I went through basically my mid 30s to my mid 40s of running everything that I touched. And it was rewarding. And I have that personality that I like to be in charge, but it just got to be too much. And and it just consumed me and I want to be consumed with other things. But
Yeah.
I think the balance, I think I can strike a balance with it. I'm hoping we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But what do you think about my idea that I can strike a balance?
No comment.
Comment. We'll see if it works out. That's
No, I think with you, like you like the leadership. You
yeah,
like taking on responsibility. There's nothing wrong with that.
right.
And if you're not a part of it and you're just taking the step back and you see someone's doing it incorrectly, oh yeah, you're stepping in. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because that's who you are. And it's
yeah. They got some good leaders there. Though. Vinny, and Fran and Jimmy have all stepped up to lead it, and I think that it'll be fine. Like I don't think I have to. If I'm another voice during game day, it's one thing, that for
yeah.
changes and stuff like that. I like that stuff, but I don't think I'll have to do anything because I think that they're doing a great job.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think Vinny is one of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my life.
Well, yeah,
Shout out to Vinny. He's
Vinny's
a good dude, man. He's amazing.
he's got a fucking 73,000 kids. I don't know how many, and
He's amazing.
he always has time for his kids. He has time for baseball,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then he has time to work out so much that he has muscles on top of his muscles.
yeah, yeah.
The level of
And just by when you have a conversation with him, man, he makes you feel important. No
yeah,
matter what.
yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, solid. Yeah, just solid all around, and he's fastest human being I've ever seen over 30. So
Oh my God, dude, he can fly.
yeah,
He's like Trey Turner.
dude, flies, absolutely fucking. He got a fucking rocket up his ass.
One of the greatest stories I ever heard about Vinny was when he took that ball off the face in center field.
Oh
Went
yeah,
and got his nose fixed and came back and played the following week.
yeah.
Stud.
What a mask on.
I would have been out a month.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Just really, really solid human being. that take that does everything the right way. So all right, so you don't do Sunday mornings anymore. What are you fucking doing with your free time? Are you doing anything?
Yeah, of course I'm doing something. I've done something on Sunday morning for 40 years. 20 years, last 20 years.
Yeah,
I've been doing a lot of golfing. And I'll tell you what, I know you don't like golf and this and that, and I used to hate it. But I'll tell you, it is the hardest fucking sport in the world. It's not even close.
yeah. I hear you. I'm sure that I would get obsessed with it like I do everything else, but I'm trying that I just avoid it because I don't want to get obsessed with anything else.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, people say, oh, well, the ball's not moving. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Try to hit that ball straight every time.
Again, being the competition of it and the effort to put in, I get all that, and I get wanting to be out there and walking around and all that stuff. But I don't get watching golf on TV.
Now, I really don't watch much golf on TV. I would agree with you with that. The only time that I would watch it would be if I was in the presence of my dad
Right.
or my brother-in-law
Yeah.
or Jessica's John, who is very good at golf and he loves it. And sometimes I'll watch it with him. But the only reason that I watch it is to learn, to watch what they do, watch the fundamentals, watch their mechanics. Because I tell you, man, it's hard.
I mean, you talk about watching grass grow. It could be possibly that and watching NASCAR.
I think bowling. Oh,
yeah. I mean,
bowling's so bad.
it's all fucking pretty horrendous.
Is bowling even a sport or is it a game?
It's not a sport. You don't have to be athletic to do it. Again, it's like, is pool a sport? It's pool,
I think
right?
it's a game, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I've changed my. I used to say like gymnastics is not a sport, but it 100% is,
Yeah, sure.
because I used to say my theory was if you have to win by somebody giving you a score, then it's not a sport. But I mean, boxing would be the same kind of thing.
Boxing's an ultimate sport.
Right.
UFC. I mean, they're the sports that you have to be in tremendous physical shape.
Right.
And mental.
Well, and the same thing. The same thing with gymnastics. Those kids
Yeah.
are but like you can't do it. You can't do it past like 25 years old because you just have to be that fucking flexible. But yeah, how about soccer? What's your
Soccer? Soccer's tough. I watch my nephew play, and you are constantly running. I mean,
yeah. No, I mean,
us
just how about like
guys like us. I mean, I never got into soccer, but I know there's some soccer nuts out there, or football.
football?
So. But I tell you what, I got. It's going to sound weird. Ted Lasso is one of the greatest shows I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah.
The positiveness, the energy, and all.
Yeah.
So after watching that series and that show, I got a little bit of a different view on soccer.
Really?
Yes.
I like the culture. So it's like NASCAR too, or like horse racing, right? Like watching it on TV is nothing. The horse racing is fun to watch on TV though, but
Horse racing fun, yeah.
But like NASCAR is not fucking fun to watch on
go
TV.
fast, turn left. Go fast, turn left.
But ring ring. You ever been to a NASCAR race?
No, but I hear it's one of the best spectator sports in the world.
Yeah, so like being on like the infield or like something like that.
Is it a sport?
No.
It's a race, right? But you're going to have fans out there.
No,
dude. The point.
Dude, you can be like 50 years old and fat and do that thing, so it's not a sport.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, again, you have to have. That's not diminishing the skill. You have to have incredible skill at what you do.
Yeah, I mean,
and those guys like sitting in that car probably lose 20 pounds a race.
Sure, yeah.
20, 30 pounds.
And to drive 200 and something miles an hour and keep control of it, yeah, you got to.
It's incredible. It's incredible, but it's not a sport. It's not.
I agree.
I do think like those jockeys though are real athletes. Like the little dude, because they're literally standing up the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to know when to turn up the speed, know when to dial back a little bit. Got to know your horse.
Plus, I like little people because they're littler than me.
Is little a word?
Huh? Littler?
Is that a word?
I don't know. It is today. All right, so we got this fantasy football draft coming up. Huh? Did you listen to my last podcast?
I don't think I got up to the last one. No, I think the last one I think.
So, all right. So, I have a question for you. You've been listening to most of them, I think.
Most of the podcasts?
Yeah.
Yeah, good amount. Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. That's why I'm here.
So, any suggestions for me? Anything I should do? Like any questions that you would like to hear people answer? Anything like that? Anything that you think I could do better?
No, I think you're doing a great job. I love the way you keep it real. I mean, honest. People are honest. I like that.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Nobody gets crazy. I'm trying to think. There was a question. That's another thing. You get older, and
Yeah, no, that's all right.
I can't remember shit anymore.
If you remember the question, you can email me it. Text
Yeah,
message.
text you. Oh, I do like the your rant last time about people that don't have Cash Apps or PayPal and Venmo. Oh, dude, I 100% agree. Like, come on, man, it's 2023. We're halfway through it, and it's
Bob.
I run a suicide group. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I have to tell you.
Do you know that people mail me checks at home? Is that a fucking
Email each
that?
other.
I swear that is a fucking joke. I'm like, are you kidding me? For $25.
Be serious?
I swear to God, yes.
Iraq won't get a Cash App or anything because he had some like shit. He had some shit going down, so he's very afraid because
Yeah, the older generation. If I'm starting to notice people 55 and older, it's like a retirement community.
it's weird though,
They
man. Like we're not young, right? They're not that much older than us, but there is like a split. Like
absolutely,
there's
absolutely.
and there are same generation. Like technically, we're
Yeah,
the same. We're
yeah. It's every 15 years, right? Generations.
yeah, something like that. But I'm pretty sure that we're the same generation, or they're the end of the
Yeah,
boomers, I
yeah,
guess,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or in the beginning of our generation. So I don't get it, but there is like a clear if you were born before 1970, you fucking and you're a male, you fucking hate technology.
That's crazy.
But you remember my dad was super into it. Like his buddy Gino. There are some guys that like love it,
Yeah.
but for the
Listen,
most,
my dad hated it for a long time.
yeah,
Now he loves texting and he not loves it, but he'll text a lot more now. And he has Venmo.
yeah, that's
And
what.
that's what you just said. Iraq, yo, dude, come on. I understand the older generation. They're petrified somebody's going to steal their money.
Yeah,
That's what it is, right?
yeah,
And I understand that. I get it. But
yeah,
hey, you guys remember Frank Abagnale?
yeah.
Yeah, he stole money too in the 60s,
Right,
forging checks.
forging checks.
Okay, so it can be done no matter what. The criminal will always have 3 steps ahead.
Right.
Just pay attention. That's all.
That's all. You're right. You're right. Just pay attention.
You want to hear something even more funnier?
What's that?
I still get paid in a paper check and have to go to the bank every week.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
What is wrong with him?
Listen, I've been breaking his balls for 10 years now about it.
I mean,
And he tells me, he says, when you officially take over, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
He says, but I enjoy writing those checks out. Now, to me, that sounds like a power trip.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he's not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I love him to death. He's like my dad.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, dude, come on. Like, save me a trip. I'm tired of going to the bank every week.
Maybe it's just it's the one thing he still does for the business.
That's exactly what it is. It's the one last thing, because I do everything else. I do a lot of stuff. But he collects the money and writes the checks. Yes. It's the last one thing that he has to hold on to, because, he's going to retire. He's half retired now.
Right.
And I never, ever put pressure on him to,
whatever.
No, I want him around. I love him, I want your input. I mean, you're in business for over 40 years for a reason.
Right.
I want to learn everything that you have inside your mind.
Yeah, and it's his business. Like, you can't push him out.
No, I would never do that. Never do that. I'll never change the name. I'll keep the name. Everybody knows who I am, in the produce world. If anyone has a problem, I get a phone call,
Right.
If anybody needs a certain price for a sale, I get the phone call. Nobody bothers him.
Right. Works good, though, pretty much?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, the business itself the produce business sucks, but that's something you can't control.
The prices, is that?
The prices affect everything. I have never seen food this high in my 30, I'm down there 30 years now.
Yeah.
I've never seen it this high.
Is it the travel expenses? Like
it's everything. I read an article. I had to be like summer 21.
Yeah.
And then I read a few more articles after that to a similar narrative.
Yeah.
In 1918, when we had the pandemic, or the world had the pandemic, and hundreds and thousands of people died because of it. Economically, the world did not get out of economic trouble for 6 years.
Right.
Well, this is year 3.
Right.
This is what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Okay, and you people can say whatever they want. Political, they can say whoever's fault it is. The world shut down for 18 months, pretty much.
Yep.
Okay, 18 months. So that's 18 months you're backed up.
Yep.
and it's going to take years to recover.
Yeah.
All right. And some people, they just don't. They just think it's the United States, and I disagree. It's not. It's everyone.
Well, we are in an era where we're more interconnected with the world than ever. China, the things that happen in China affect us.
Right.
Things that happen all over in Europe,
Right.
it just affects us.
And another thing is this is 2023, so things are going to be more expensive anyway.
Right.
So if you couple that with everything else,
yeah.
And I understand people say, I always hear my daughter say, yeah, everything's going up except my paycheck.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Well, here's my big wall. I have a lot of problems with the pandemic and the way we handled it, and we know that we were lied to at this point. But my biggest gripe with all of that, and every time we get in these troubles in our country, we always give money to corporations. And
because that's who runs the country, Dave.
Yeah, I understand that. But if we were truly concerned about people living, why are we giving money to businesses? Just give it to the people. They'll spend the money, and the money will go back into the economy. It's like when we had the market crash with the real estate market when that crashed, right?
That was 06, I think.
Yeah, they bail out the mortgage companies. How about this? How about you pay my mortgage on the mortgage that crashed? Now I get a house, and the mortgage company gets the money.
Yeah.
And everything works out, and everybody wins.
Yeah.
But instead, we just give them the money, and regular people get fucked, and they lose their house because they can't.
Middle class, yeah. Middle class always gets fucked.
Middle class always gets fucked.
I'm so used to getting fucked, especially in business, produce wise.
I mean,
it's like I've become immune to it.
I mean, but like your effective tax rate is like 50%.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like what you pay in taxes, throughout your life, not just in income tax, but regular people are paying like half their paycheck in taxes.
It's crazy.
It can't continue.
Right. Well, why does a guy who makes $80 grand a year paying the same taxes as a guy that makes $500,000 a year? It's but the biggest gripe that I hear at the market is, why should I work so hard for my money and then give it to the lazy guy sitting on the couch?
Yeah, well, that's not even a thing. Like,
I understand that. I feel the same way. I don't want that, but not everyone's like that.
But that's not the problem in our economy. A problem in our economy, and I'll take anybody to task with this. The welfare is such a small bucket. We spend so much more money on wars and corporate welfare. So it's just a drop. It's a drop in a bucket. We need to determine what is more important. Again, now. Do I think that we need to help the Ukraine? Yes. But the point of that is that we always have the money to do things when we want to do them, except for to give people health care or education.
Yeah.
Like when we don't have enough money to get people out of poverty somehow.
Because it's not a priority.
But, right.
A priority is defense, protect us against the world, military.
Again, the one thing that I can agree with, like, I'm a liberal guy, but the one thing I can agree with Republicans is at some point we have to determine how much tax or how much we have to give into the government to make it effective. Like at some point it has to stop. Like there has to be enough. Right, no matter who that is, at what level you're at, and we have to reprioritize. Again, it's a little bit of a change in history about the way the Republicans now are about this war in Russia or whatever with Ukraine, because forever the Republican policy was always, war. We protect ourselves basically by proxy wars. We've been running proxy wars for fucking 100 years. So the idea that now proxy wars are bad is funny, but they are bad. Like I agree with that.
And you know what's funny? The United States has only won one war since World War II. We've lost them all except
Iraq. Well,
in the 90s.
Yeah,
we've lost them all.
Right.
I mean, you're sinking all this money into that.
Yeah,
and you're losing thousands and thousands. And I understand you got to protect the country. I get it, but like you said, you got to put a max on it.
Well, at some point you can't be the world police. I mean, at some point you got to look inward. We have a fucking failing infrastructure that's 100 years old. Does China have that? Does Japan have that? No, they have new stuff, but we spend money everywhere. everywhere on everything and on kickbacks and again, and we literally have legalized extortion, and which is which they call lobbying. It's all it is legalized extortion. How does that exist? If as long as that exists, as long as that continues, we're all going to get fucked, all of us. And then I don't want to get political but it's not a Democrat or Republican thing. It's a we're all getting fucked
in some way
by the people with money. Follow the money, and that's where you're going to know. Again, I said this on a podcast with Laura, but do you know what the conspiracy theory is? The true conspiracy theory is that rich people know what they want. They're going to get what they want because they have the power and the money to do that. And we're always going to be fucked. They don't have to have a fucking big meeting in space or whatever. They don't have to have, they know their interests align, and the interests are to keep us poor and buying from them. That's it. That's the conspiracy. And they're all locked into it. The whole government, the Republicans and Democrats.
Well, the 1% of America.
Right, but I'm saying, right, but they're locking the whole political system up into finding what they want, right? Anyway, enough of that fucking rant. That went fucking sideways. All right, more about you. Let's talk about what's going on fantasy football today. I have some questions about some of our fantasy football guys and what you think the most likely person would be to do several of these things.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Just before you begin.
Yeah.
The pre-rookie online draft was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
However, starting a draft online, like for the whole draft, the whole purpose is to get together, correct?
Yeah.
Well, you start drafting online, these guys we're never going to meet again.
Yeah.
And call me old-fashioned, that's fine, but I actually like seeing these guys every now and then.
Well, I don't think we should finish. I don't think we should ever finish the draft online. But I mean, starting it online is not bad because then, to my point of view, is then we have more time to hang out together.
Yes.
At the draft.
Yes.
So
I think eventually guys just won't show up.
Yeah, well, then they're jerk-offs, and then we get them out of the league, and we find somebody new.
Yeah.
And you go fuck yourselves. All right, so here we go. Out of our 12-person fantasy league, the Philly Fantasy League, what person is most likely to shit themselves today?
Today?
Yeah.
Probably Iraq or Bob because they're old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can't trust any farts.
Mm-hmm. I think I believe that. What person is most likely to post a conspiracy theory?
Slinka.
Slinka?
Nah, maybe not.
I vote Josh.
Yeah.
Josh loves conspiracies these days.
Yeah, Josh Sable, yeah. Oops, sorry.
That's all right. I'll take it out. Yeah, Josh. Josh loves conspiracies. Oh, God. He hates the Biden. How about most likely to lose an object in his butt? I mean, who might play with the butt and put something up it?
Wow. So, I don't know. That question, pass.
Brett.
Lou has a thong up his butt.
He does. Yeah, there were some thong jokes and butt thong jokes. Yeah, so it might be Lou. I changed my answer. It's Lou. Well, most likely.
I noticed that you can't see anymore.
I cannot see.
Dave is younger than me, and he has to wear reading glasses. I cracked up when I heard that.
I can't see anymore. I can't.
Yeah, it's tough getting old, buddy.
God, I'm going to complain about this. I literally do judo with two, legally, really actual blind people. So I feel like a complete dickhead every time I say something, but I can't. So fucking frustrating. Steve, I can't see a menu.
Yeah, Jen either. She has to wear glasses all the time now.
So, and then it's not even sometimes the font, but then the glare.
Do you use the light on your phone? See the menu
If
like my mother does.
if I don't have my glasses, I do. I have, and I got this fucking ADD problem, so I don't remember anything. Where I have to have 75 pairs of glasses that I put in various places.
In fairness, I think it's coming up on me because sometimes if I'm staring at something too long, it gets blurry,
Yeah,
and then I have to kind of refocus. And I am a cockeyed bastard anyway.
yeah. You got a side eye. Why do you give me a side eye? I always do.
No, I'm not looking at you. I'm over here.
That's one of the funniest fucking things I ever said.
Larry, luscious Larry.
Yo, over here, Buff.
Yo, I'm over here.
That's fucked up. Most likely person in our fantasy league to get in an argument with a handicapped person.
You.
Yeah.
Because the guy's not moving too fast or something.
I don't think I ever told this story here. You remember the Flyers game story?
I do, yeah. Go ahead, tell it.
So I was at a Flyers game one time with my mother, and we got club box seats or whatever. We got them from my mother was working at a hotel. She was a GM at the hotel in South Jersey, and she was working with the Flyers. They used to bring people in and use her hotel for, like guests or whatever. So she would get tickets all the time. So we had tickets in a club box from the Flyers themselves, and I'm standing up against, like, the seats are below, and then they have this little rail where you can kind of stand above and watch the game. So we show up, I'm standing there. This mentally handicapped kid clearly has Down syndrome, walks up to me and starts staring at me. So I said, "Hey, bud, how you doing? What's going on?" He says, and I'm not going to do a voice, but he says to me, "You took my space. I was standing there." I said, "No, bud, this is not anybody's space. I've been, and I was there for like 15 minutes. So it's not like he was there. Apparently he walked away. I don't know what he did, but so, and he just, and he was mad because I wouldn't move. So now he's fucking standing there, mean mugging me, and like, and then now he's telling people around me, he took my spot. He took my spot. He better move. He took my spot. So like other people were around trying to calm him down, and he's like, "Nah, buddy, no, it's nobody stands there. I mean, no, it's nobody's spot. Anybody could stand there." So finally, he's there. He's there for, and then so I try to ignore him, and now he's getting closer, and now he's really got the lip out, and he's fucking staring at me. "You better move right now," I said. And then, oh, this is what really pissed me off, actually. It wasn't him. It was that I saw that, like, the people he was with were, like, standing there watching this shit go on. Like, they're not calling him over. Like,
yeah, they didn't say anything.
They didn't say anything. He's, like, 22 years old. He has got Down syndrome, right? So, like, come get your kid, please. Like, I'm looking at them, they're doing nothing. Now he's getting closer. I said, "Listen, pal, you better back the fuck up. I'm not fucking moving. Get you," and I just start yelling at him.
Yelling at handicap.
Oh my god! And then he turned around and he walked away.
Why didn't you just move?
That's what my mother said. Dave, why didn't you?
Just move, dude.
Literally, right
You clearly see he has something wrong. Just move.
I said, she said, "David, why can't you just move?" And then I fucking said really loudly, because these motherfuckers see that this fucking kid has a problem. They got to come up and fucking deal with it. I'm not fucking being bullied by this fucking kid, whether he has fucking Down syndrome or not. So that's me. That's what I do.
Angry Dave.
I'm angry at the kid with Down syndrome.
Wow.
I'm such an embarrassment. I was probably 35 years old. Jesus Christ. 30.
So it wasn't even that long ago.
I mean, it was like 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
Well, I'm talking in reference to your entire life.
Oh, no, I was a clear adult with a kid. Yeah, with a child and a profession. That's, all right. Next question. Who is most likely to massage a 90-year-old?
That would be me.
Most likely to get arrested in a traffic stop?
Probably you again.
Yeah, probably.
You were a traffic stop?
Yeah.
I can't see anyone else getting like lippy with the
something very minor that turns into something.
Yeah, because you would argue.
Yeah.
You'd argue, and then you would, you just told that story. I mean, you got in an argument with a. Never mind. Let's move on.
A mentally handicapped kid. Yeah, that happened. How about a person who's most likely to get high at a lunch break?
Oh, Bob. Sure. Probably high now.
He probably got high in the fucking shower.
Yes. He reminds me of that song. Hey, I was going to come over your house, but then I got high.
Most likely to block the sun with their forehead?
Slinka.
Yeah. How about most likely to eat somebody else's leftovers?
Probably me.
Uh,
Or Louis.
oh yeah. Yeah. No, Louis would never eat anybody's leftovers. He's such a nice guy. He eats a lot, though. I mean,
Didn't you ever hear Bob and Joe's joke?
no.
Like it's Junior. Just put it in front of him. See what happens.
That's funny. What else you got, man? What else is going on?
Well, I mean, just right now, Jen and I are focusing on the wedding.
Yeah.
We actually got a friend of mine. I think you know him, Michael.
Yeah.
He's doing the wedding photos and all, and so far, what I've seen, the pre-engagement photos and all, he did a great job. Michael's the best.
Nice.
Shout out to Mike. I won't reveal his last name, but he's doing great. He'll be there at the wedding, so you'll see him.
Nice. Am I invited?
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
Of course. Why wouldn't you be?
I got
it was Jessica's decision, by the way, not mine.
I got to save the date.
Which, by the way, let me throw it out there. I don't understand the save by the dates. I think they're stupid.
I think they're stupid too.
But I'm not allowed to say that to my daughter because that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I said to her, Jess,
listen,
you're just wasting money. She said, Dad, they were only like $100. I said, but that's not the point.
Yeah, I think they're stupid.
Yeah, it's a waste of money. Okay, hey, save this date because I'm going to have the wedding on this date. Well, you're sending the wedding invitations out. They know already. So yeah, listen.
And let me tell
every time I bring it up, say, the wife, Jess and Jen were like, you know what, just let it go, stop. So
yeah, yeah, and nobody's saving the date.
Right. If they're not really saving the date, I mean, if they're not going to go, they're not going to go.
Right.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, they're either going to make it a priority or not. I actually once got to save the date more than a year in advance.
Wow.
It's like, okay.
Wow.
Oh God.
Did you save the date?
No. No, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I threw it out. I'm like, it was family. I'm going to go. Right, I'm gonna prioritize it.
Well, maybe it's for the people that they only see once a year, or they haven't seen in a few years. I have no idea. I just think if you send the wedding invitation out, that's the date.
Right, but
so if they're going to go, they're going to save the date.
Right, but this in my head is the same as a maybe person. Like I'm either going to make you a priority or I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't need 7 reminders.
Right.
I'm a fucking adult. Like I'm either going to go or I'm not going to go. That's it. Just
in some situations it's different. Because, right. Let's say if you're throwing a party or whatever.
Yeah.
And you throw the invitations out there and somebody replies maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe at that time they're not sure.
Okay.
Now they don't want to tell you no, or they don't want to tell you. They don't want to tell you yes yet either.
Right.
So I get that.
So, all right. So,
but go ahead.
I give you 7 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's plenty.
Right?
Yeah, it's plenty.
If still maybe on day 5, you're fucking deleted. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, you're jerking me off. Like, again. Or you're not, and that's fine. You're really not, right? It's just not that important to you, and I get that. So, bye. You're not coming.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but these kids with the weddings, like they're out of like. There's again, like if I were to do it all, we were real young when we got married, and we had a pretty big wedding. I think we had like 130, 140 people.
Oh, I didn't get to see it.
No, Steve, I don't fucking talk. I didn't talk to you in like 5 years. Fucking do what you think.
Yeah, when'd you get married? 99?
I got married in 99. Yeah, the late 20th century.
Yeah.
When did you get married?
97.
97. Yeah, well, I didn't get to save the date.
You're in college.
I was in college. I was.
We had a really small wedding, though. We had, it might have been less than 100 people.
Really?
Well, because we only had family. And
yeah. No, I
You know, and
understand. You guys were
it's
young and had
yeah. I
advantage.
mean, my parents really couldn't afford it. I mean, they helped us, but
Right.
it's it wasn't that much. I think it was like 12 grand the whole thing.
Yeah.
And back then it's probably what 25 today maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Right. Right.
Yeah. So and
But
even 25,000 today, that's nothing.
but if I were to, if like if when my kids get married, I'm gonna like I'd rather give you money for
For a
like a
house.
house. It's just it's a one day.
Listen, that's what I asked Jessica. Like
Yeah.
see John came to us and asked us permission to marry our daughter, which I thought was cool, old
Yeah.
fashioned. I thought that was neat
Yeah.
because you don't get that nowadays. So I said to Jessica, after she got proposed to, and I said, do you want a big wedding or do you want? I mean, we're going to try. We're going to help you. Like
Right.
she's saving for her own wedding. She's doing a great job.
Right.
We're going to help her.
Of
She
course.
probably will not listen to this podcast, so
Yeah. Good.
we're going to help her. I have some money put away for her.
Yeah.
So anyway, um, my thing is I'd rather give her money towards a house,
Yeah. Right.
but she wants, Jessica.
I know.
Jessica. She wants
She wants what she wants.
she wants the big bang. So
Yeah, I just again, but the other thing is, it's because again, I'm not saying your daughter. I'm just saying the things that I've seen now, where like you have the pre-engagement party, the engagement party,
wait,
just
you ready for this one?
a serenade,
A
like
mini bachelor party she went to the other day. Not for her. It was for one of her friends because one of her friends is getting married. So it's a mini bachelorette party. I said, what exactly is a mini bachelorette party? She says it's like a pre bachelorette party before the bachelorette party. I said, are you shitting me?
and then the South Philly thing where they do the serenades.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like,
Where now the guy fucking who can't sing has to sing. No, I don't want that. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it.
you know what it is, dude? Seriously,
Yeah.
it's just another excuse for people to have parties and say, "Hey, look at me,"
Right.
or another excuse to drink. I don't need excuses to drink. If I
Right.
want to have a drink, I'll go drink. It doesn't matter.
It's just pretentious. It's over the fucking top. Like
It's
I can't.
Yeah,
Oh
it's hey, look at us. Look at what we're doing.
yeah. Like I'm going to your wedding. Can't that be enough? Do I got to go to fucking 6 things? Everybody gets married, and then half of you get divorced. Like
More than half.
is it now more than half?
Like 66% of Americans get divorced.
Are you
It's
serious?
great. Yeah, it's like 2/3, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How
And
about,
and if it's not that much, then it's more.
well, again, right. So like, yeah, I remember the statistic more than it's certainly more than half, right?
It's
So
more than half.
so whatever it is, and it's not that hon. Like even your baby, the baby shower, this fucking thing, 17 thing.
Ugh,
It's not that special. Everybody does it.
yeah.
It's adorable. I want to be there for you. It's a big day in your life. I get it. You're a part, but fuck, dude, I don't need to be there 7 times.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the other thing that they do, these kids do now, is the joint bachelorette parties,
I don't. That doesn't make any sense.
or the fucking dudes that have to go to the baby showers or
That's
the
weird.
bridal shower.
Whatever.
Don't get me canceled. I'm gonna get canceled.
Listen, there's a couple of things that you were ranting about last time. I was like, yeah, I usually when I listen to your podcast, I'm usually in the gym or I'm going for a walk.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a few things.
I'm just gonna get canceled. Like there are some things that men do and some things that women do. I just, can't it be? Can't we just have something to ourselves?
That's what I say to my kids all the time. I say, they're really, if something happens, especially the twins,
Yeah.
if something happens, they got to post it right away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you guys have to post everything? Don't you keep anything to yourself?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, I want my friends to know.
Right.
Okay. You want your friends to know you, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I said, are you serious? Like, does it matter if they know or not? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Do you?
That is bled into our generation too, though. We have plenty of friends, Michael Bright, who love to post every meal that they have.
Well, I mean, I like food. I mean, food's a necessity to life.
Every golf course he's on.
It's nice too. Yeah. So
I don't think he listens. Fuck him. No, he won't. Yeah, he'll be annoyed by me.
No, I listen. I get people that they post on Facebook all the time and Twitter or whatever. I understand. you're proud of it. You want to share it. I get all that, but does it have to be everything
Well,
all the time?
well, you know my I've talked about this rant already, but the rant that like we can't even we're at a point in society now that we view everything through our device. We can't even go to a concert and actually enjoy the concert.
Yeah,
That's actually why I love things and why I want to be more committed to things like judo and baseball and being on a jet ski
no technology.
because you can't do those things and be on a device. It's literally the way you can escape.
That's why I golf.
Yeah,
Now it's you can use your phone for like rangefinder, see how many
yeah,
yards away you are,
right.
and that's great. I purposely did not download that app because I don't want to use my phone when I'm golfing.
Yeah, just to escape, man. I mean,
It's just to escape reality for a little bit. It's
we all
4 hours. It's physical activity somewhat,
yeah,
and it's mentally it's
yeah,
exhausting. So but at the
but
same time, it's humbling
yeah,
and it's appreciative.
but you're focused on a thing that is not. There's no drama. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's no,
correct.
it's an escape from your life for that 3 or 4 hours. And again, that's I guess that's not that because I was still getting some escape, being on, I really spent a lot of Saturdays on jet skis this summer, which is fun. I just tried to invite you 17 times, but you didn't come. But anyway,
I know, man. You always that's your thing. I get it.
who doesn't like a jet ski?
I love jet skis. I just don't have the time sometimes.
You don't love
I
me.
do love you very much.
You don't love me anymore. You don't even know how I'm feeling. I
Where do
mean,
you dock them in North Wall? You said?
yeah, North Wallen.
Well,
I got to take him out. Dad's place.
okay.
Right before the last bridge.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Yeah. It's good. I took it out on the ocean last week. Laura and I were by ourselves and we swam with dolphins.
Oh, that's beautiful. See?
So there was
Did you ever go to the inlet for lunch?
I did.
Great food, no?
Yeah, good
Yeah.
food.
We were there a couple weekends ago.
I went to the wharf. I docked at the wharf.
They have terrible food. No offense.
No,
I just don't like their food.
no, it was fun. I mean, I didn't even eat it. We just had a drink. But I just like to do that. I like to like dock like I'm a boater.
Yeah, pull up. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
See, we do that when we rent a lake house. We rent a boat,
yeah.
and then we'll go to the restaurants on the lake or whatever.
I like see that's I would love to have a lake like a true lake house.
They're
Like
expensive.
oh, of course they are.
Man.
Yeah,
So the one we stayed in last summer, it was huge. We went to Smith Mountain, Virginia.
yeah,
Okay, it's 6 hours away.
yeah,
Huge lake, beautiful.
yeah.
It was man-made in the 1920s and 30s. They
Hmm.
they blew up a dam or whatever, and that's how they made it.
Right.
And we we rented a boat and everything, but the house was 10 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It was huge.
Yeah.
Cost us about $12,000 for the week.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, there was also
Yeah.
15 of us,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but we looked it up to see how much it would cost to buy it, and it was $1.9 million.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's this. Down where I have my house in Jersey, off of 47, right? When you get back, there's some. When you get back on the like when 347 and 47 meet again,
Yeah.
there's a couple lakes on the way down there. Do you know?
Yeah. Well, one of them, Jen's parents had their trailer there, Holly Lake.
Oh, really?
Or is it Holly Lake?
No. So yeah, you're thinking of the campgrounds. I'm talking about right on the road.
Yeah.
There's a fucking house, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yeah.
That's what I want. I want to fucking
I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they're not selling.
No, they're not selling. It's
But I don't think that house is 1.9 million.
no, I don't think so either. But yeah,
Yeah, it's nice. You want to be able to walk out your backyard, walk 50 yards, and the lake's right there.
yeah, lake's right there. Go fucking
It's awesome.
pedal boat.
Yeah, I hear you. It's peaceful.
But you were just talking about they made a man-made lake in what, like the 1950s? You said
1920s. Yeah, Jen thinks I'm a nerd because I look. I like to research and find out stuff like that. I do it wherever we go.
that's.
Doesn't matter what it is.
But I think about that often, like all the dams and stuff that we in like early 20th century that we were doing these big things.
Yeah,
Like these huge, big things. We don't do anything anymore.
yeah. It was a big valley between Smith Mountain and I
Right.
know the other mountain. I don't remember the name of the mountain, but
Yeah.
it was a big, huge valley, and they had a dam with a big lake.
Yeah.
Well, the lake, according to the research and all, it was polluted or something, so they had to clean it out and this and that, and it was too deep.
Right.
The lake was like over 300 feet or whatever
Right.
in some areas. So they blew up the dam and they flooded the valley. And and as it settled, it took like 10 years to settle, or whatever.
Right.
In the 1930s and all, they made a resort out of it. Smith. Now, not many people have heard of. Like I tell guys, where we're going? Oh, Smith Mountain, Virginia. Like where?
Yeah.
Well, it's in Virginia,
Right.
but it's the western part of Virginia. So you're right. You're about an hour south of Roanoke. If you know where Roanoke is.
Yep.
So yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah, but it makes me think of like all that, like American exceptionalism, right? Where we were building highways and new systems and fucking dams and lakes, and we just don't. We don't.
Well, we're still building highways. You have to because
Yeah,
of the traffic problems.
again,
But you're talking like bridges and subway tunnels and all
yeah,
that
I mean,
shit.
like our bridges, like half our bridges in the United States are like
They're old.
They're old, right?
Yeah.
And we have money to spend on every fucking thing else.
I was just reading an article. Japan just finished a $6.8 billion project. They built a bridge connecting the main island to the. I don't remember the name. It's a real long name, but it's the longest and the first bridge to go over a sea.
Right.
It's connecting one part of Japan to the other.
Dude, in the Middle East, they're building islands.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're building islands, and we can't seem to fucking save our beaches. Like I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. That's just anyway. All right, let's go to fucking fantasy football and drink some beer and make fun of our friends.
Absolutely, man. That's
All
what
right.
I'm here for.
All right, man. Thanks.
Peace out, people.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks again, buddy.
All right.
Love
Peace.
you, pal. See you.
Love you too, man.